Just back up a little bit, because I don't want to have to whip your ass.
Now, what in the Batman and Robin is this? Sup, you guys? ASD Classified here, and today I'm going to be doing my review of episode 8 of Power Rangers Dino Fury, the mid-season finale, Unexpected Guest. So in this episode, while the Rangers were fighting and blowing up one giant-sized monster, one regular-sized monster used his special ability to make the Rangers' Megazord fall to pieces. My goodness. And while the Rangers were trying to contemplate what the fuck just happened, they are interrupted by Mick from Power Rangers Ninja Steel. Joy. Mick explains that he's in town because he is tracking the Nexus Prism. Now, Mick, you're being a little too informal for my taste. Is Ninja Nexus Prism? But anyway, Mick asks the Dino Rangers for their help in tracking the prism. Zayto, because he has bigger things to deal with right now, like the fact that his Megazord is in fucking pieces, declines to help Mick at this time. Zay was like, look, I don't know you, and I don't know this prism. Now please get the fuck out of my way. We are busy. And I lived. I loved how rude Zay was being to Mick, because fuck Mick. I don't like Mick. I never liked Mick. So fuck that guy. He can ask the Ninja Steel Rangers for help. It's their fucking prism. Ask them to find it. Or ask the 40 other Ranger teams you apparently know. Fuck off, Mick. But Zay, if you don't know or trust Mick, then why the hell did you demorph in front of him? Just because Mick said he knows other Ranger teams? He couldn't know other Ranger teams because he's been trying to kill them. What is the point of a secret identity in this season if you're just going to demorph and expose your identity to every jackass you meet just because they say they're an alien? Do y'all not get what the point of a secret identity is? Like, oh my god, this fucking season. None of this matters though, because once the Rangers realized that Void Knight is also after the prism, they then decide to help Mick find the damn thing. The Rangers were able to track the prism to some lake or whatever, so the Rangers go to this lake where the prism is. Because the prism is a sentient being, technically, Zay believes that he can read his mind and try to figure out what it's doing and why it's here. Zay remembering he can read minds. I love it. About time. So, Zayto reads the mind of the prism and learns that the freaking Morphin Masters created it and a bunch of other items to be used by the forces of good to battle the forces of evil. The Masters also created the Dino Gems and the Inner Gems.
Get out.
This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Damn near all the Power Ranger fans, including myself, are just so hyped at this revelation. And now I'm just sitting here wondering, like, how many other items in the Power Rangers universe did they create? And how many other times did they secretly interfere without us even knowing? Like, oh my goodness, it's so many questions, so many questions. Did they create the Quasar Sabers and put them in the stone on Miranor? I would love it if they did. I would love that so much. Oh my god. And also, there's a few teams out there that I never really liked that they called themselves Power Rangers because it just felt so weird. It's like, what's your connection to the grid that you're okay with calling yourselves Power Rangers? Like Wild Force and Mystic Force. But with this, maybe the Morphin Masters are the reason why they're called Power Rangers. Maybe the Morphin Masters, created the Xenotome in Mystic Force. Maybe, they created the Wild Force powers. Maybe they created the Wild Zords. Maybe they created the Galacta Beast. Like, oh my goodness, maybe they created the Galaxy Book. Like, I don't know. It's so many questions, y'all. Do you think that the Morphin Masters are the ones who put Orion's Morpher on his home planet in Super Mega Flop? Oh my god. We can now use the Morphin Masters to explain all the weird shit in Power Rangers. I love it. I love it. Did they make the Shield of Triumph as well? I always was annoyed at that artifact. Like, it's just some random artifact that somehow is connected to the Dino Gems. I always hated it. It was weird. But now, maybe the Morphin Masters made it because they made the Dino Gems. And I do like this little retcon about how the Dino Gems were made. Before it was like the gems come from the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs and somehow these gems were infused with the souls of dinosaurs. Never liked that explanation, but now Morphin Masters made it. I love it. It's great. Retcon appreciated. So, if the Morphin Masters created the inner gems, does this mean that they created the dark inner gem as well? What the fuck, Morphin Masters? Why would you do that? Look, in Dino Supercharged, when Keeper was explaining how the dark inner gem was created, he said when the 10 good inner gems were made, the dark inner gem was made from like the evil residue of the inner gems. And that the dark inner gem is made from the essence of evil. What the fuck? Like, Morphin Masters, did you do this on purpose or was this like an accident or something? I don't expect them to go into depth on how the inner gems were created, but it would be nice if they did, but I don't expect it. Still though, since you now, writers, since you now made the Morphin Masters the creators of the inner gems, I'm going to be looking at them a little crazy because that means they also made the dark inner gem. Jeez. Oh man, I can talk about this Morphin Masters shit all day, but this video is going to be like 20 hours if I do. So let's move on to the rest of the damn episode. So, Zay, reading the Prism's mind, learns all this shit, and then he's like, but I don't know why the Prism is here and what it's doing. It's like, but you can read minds. You were reading the Prism's mind. You told us all this other extra shit, which is, you know, while fun and cool to know, nobody asked you about this. We wanted to know why the Prism was doing what the fuck it was doing, you know, and you can't read his mind to determine that? What the fuck kind of powers do you have, sir? But whatever. Okay. Before anything else can go forward, monsters show up, right? Boom Tower and the monster of the day show up, Wolfgang. Of course, the monster's name is Wolfgang. But anyway, Wolfgang shows up, right? Fight the Rangers, you know. It has the power to make anything, like, fall apart, you know, with its, like, voice powers or whatever. So the monster was fighting the Rangers. And at one point, it was using its power to try to make a mountain or a cliff fall on the Rangers. And it was taking all day to make this cliff fall on the Rangers. It was crazy. That monster literally made their Zords fall apart in a second, but it was taking 20 years to make a cliff fall on them. What the fuck are them old ass 65 million year old Zords made of? That they fell apart in a second, but a cliff was taking 5 years to fall apart. Oh my goodness. Also, I believe a couple of the Rangers were buried under some boxes by the villains, and like the other remaining Rangers were trying to get them out from under the boxes, and they were struggling like crazy to move the boxes. Are you serious? Don't y'all have super strength? You're morphed. Oh my god. Never let it be said that powers given to you by the Morphin Masters mean that they're the strongest powers ever. Like, are you kidding me? What kind of powers is this that you can't lift up some boxes? Oh my goodness.
Aren't you supposed to fly or have superhuman strength and stuff like that?
Oh, but never fear. Mick is here to save the day, and he made some, I don't know, food type doggy treat that he threw at the monster, and the monster ate it, and then it messed up his vocal powers, so he could no longer use it to, you know, destroy things and stuff. Yeah, then the monster grew giant sized, then the Rangers got into their mysteriously rebuilt Zords, and then they formed the Megazord, and then all their Zords combined to form, what was it called? The Dino Fury Megazord Warrior Mode or shit? I don't know. Whatever. They combined all the fucking Zords. Boom Tower grew giant size too, so the Rangers were up against Boom Tower and the monster today, Wolfgang. So the Rangers, with their new warrior formation, Dino Fury Megazord Warrior Formation. So with their new Megazord formation, they were able to defeat the Sporex Beast and also destroy Boom Tower. And I also love the Rita Cone Titties attack too. That was pretty cool. The Megazord impaled the Sporex Beast too, which is interesting. It was an interesting edit around that impalement too, to kind of hide the fact that how gruesome it was, I guess. I haven't seen the Power Rangers season edit a more brutal Super Sentai scene like this in a long time. Like, they edited weirdly, and then they had all this like jokey joke dialogue to try to hide the fact that the Rangers literally stabbed the monster to death. It was like, oh, well, uh-oh, oopsies, guess the dog days are over. It's like, you just stabbed this monster. Oh my god, shut up. Oh, I forgot to mention, once the villains showed up, the Ninja Nexus Prism just got the fuck out of there. It left. Like, it went into the lake, and then it jumped out of the lake and went into space. And Power Ranger fans are assuming that the Ninja Prism was sent there to find the Gold Rangers Dino Fury key and Morpher, and then bring it to who's going to be the new Gold Ranger, you know. So I believe in that theory. I believe that's correct. That's what the Morphin Masters sent the Prism there to do. So yeah, it's going into space to find the Gold Ranger, who we also know is from the planet Wraithcon. So cool. So yeah, the Rangers win yet again, and then Mick goes on his space taxi and leaves the planet, you know, to chase after the Prism. So yeah, and Zato, I guess he apologizes for being a dick to Mick, even though he didn't need to apologize at all. Fuck Mick. But yeah, that's the end of that. And then I believe this was at the end of the episode, or around the end of the episode, we learned something very interesting about Void Knight. So Void Knight is very, very frustrated at the fact that he has barely been able to collect any Sporax for his little machine, and so his machine is barely powered up, barely has any energy, right? So he's pissed, and then he goes in his secret room, right? And in this secret room, we see some random woman that's like, she's like frozen, or is she in like some tube or something that's keeping her alive? Stasis pod, I guess. I don't know. It's something that looks like it's keeping her alive. And he's like, soon I'll be able to wake you up, or whatever the fuck. It's like Freeze. This is pretty much Mr. Freeze's storyline going on right here. Very curious to learn about this, but we probably won't until like episode 19, so yeah. So yeah, this episode, this mid-season finale, obviously the best part of this episode was learning about the Morphin Masters, and the Morphin Masters creating the Dino Gems, the Inner Gems, the Ninja Nexus Prism. That was, I loved it. You know, expanding the lore of the Power Rangers universe, I will always love that shit. Best part of the episode is gonna have the Phantom talking for quite a bit. You know, gave us enough to chew on while we're waiting for the season to return, right? But a lot of the other shit that was going on, I didn't really like. You know, I didn't need Mick here, if I'm being honest. I didn't need Mick here. What did he bring to the table? I didn't need it. I really hated that slapstick scene he had at Buzz Blast. Really hated it. No, not necessary. Also, the Rangers were not really taking the situation as seriously as they should have. Or rather, only Zato was, I guess. Because their Megazord fell to pieces. Their Megazord was destroyed, and then it was fixed off screen. And nobody was treating it like a big deal. Your Megazord was destroyed, and it's just, oh, it's another Tuesday, apparently. Oh my god, can we have some gravitas? Can we? Please. Please, guys, come on. Can we? Oh. It's like nothing feels like a threat in modern Power Rangers. And that's what I hate, man. I just hate it. Your Zords are in pieces on the ground. Amelia and Javi are still going back to work. Are you serious? With the kind of jobs that they have, they could just call in and say, hey, we have an emergency, family emergency, we're going to work from home or whatever. You do not have to go into the office right now. Your Zord is in pieces. The villains can grow giant size at any moment. What are you doing? I'm just dumb. I mean, you have Mick here. If you're gonna have Mick here, you could have at least had him fix the damn Zords, right? Wouldn't that have made sense to have, okay, well, Mick is gonna stay behind, he's gonna fix the Zords? Okay, whatever. Still, I didn't like, you know, them not taking the threat of this episode as seriously as they should have, but there's still a lot of good in this episode. It was pretty funny. I like the joke with Boom Tower and Void Knight, because Void Knight was like, if you fail me again, don't even bother coming back. And he was like, fine, but I keep the dog. Talking about the wolf monster. I love it. That was hilarious. Also, like the little joke with Mick where he's talking about, do you guys have a cafeteria? And Solon was like, oh, kitchen. He was like, do you guys have a kitchen? And Solon was like, yes. Why? Well, I have a plan, and I'm also hungry. And she was like, yeah, same. I love it. This is my type of humor. So this episode wasn't bad. In fact, I am going to give it a 3 out of 5. I'm not giving it a 4. I'm not giving it a 5. You know, I know a lot of other Power Rangers fans are giving it a 4 and giving it a 5, but I'm not, okay? The Morphin Masters scene is literally the best thing about the episode. Everything else, meh. So, no, it's not getting that high of a score. It's a mid-season finale. They didn't treat this like the threat it should have been treated as. And a lot of unfunny shit did happen along with the funny shit. So, no, it's getting a 3. It's getting a 3. So sorry. So, if you're watching this review, what did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was meh? Let me know in the comments if you'd be so kind. Alright, later guys. I'm out there.